Oh, thanks, mister. I appreciate it. I was just fixing my shit real quick. I had to put June, no, Friday, June 6th in the title. As I'm getting ready. How you doing today? That's almost set up. Also, what's interesting on today? As if there isn't never anything interesting. You're doing pretty good. That's excellent. I always got I've been working on my artwork and stuff like that, so for the moment that'll probably be my little intro and of sorts.
Boost your revenue and drive
brought to you by Google Ads.
Reach high-value customers across the entire Google network, like search, shopping, YouTube, and more.
So I'm just pretty much shooting for shit right now, so if there's anything interesting you want me to cover, mister, now would be the time for sure. Yesterday I think I got most of the other stuff. I know I covered Pokimane and other stuff. YouTuber and self-acclaimed Instagram model actress Lillee Jean is targeting critics. Here, I'll go into that, I guess. I suppose. Must be pretty interesting, huh? And yeah, again, thanks for, yeah. I've been saturating my videos like no tomorrow, so it's I feel so bad for people, I really do. Recent subscriber of Turtle Jean Jen. Person has almost a K&a-half. A lot of content creators are covering it. Sounds like an area in space where they need my perspective, huh? I'll check it out. I was just looking at this real quick, see if anything took off. I don't know why, everyone wants me to talk about Orange Man bad. Okay, alright, so you said YouTuber, self-acclaimed Instagram model, actress, Lillee. So again, she's an Instagram model and she's an actress. Or just both. Lillee Jean. Does that seem familiar to me? I'm not sure. Let's check her out. Lillee Jean. Identify as a she/her. You said Primink, Taters, Tatiana, Curtis Price. And other YouTubers are not only getting doxxed, but harassed for months, if not years. Really. Okay. I should have done this. I always like having my chat out. So is she the one doing the doxing? Is this a thing? Pop my chat out just in case. Actually, I don't really need to pop my chat out there, but I will have it on the side just in case. Then I can be like link ready and stuff. Both Lillee and her mother are doxing people. Really? Sorry, I just wanted to pop that out real quick. Okay. So we're Alright, you said watch Primink's video? Sure. Oh, Budahar also did. How did this pass on everyone so quickly? How is this so pragmatic? It's like crazy. How is it so darn pragmatic? I don't get it. You said she oh, okay, so that's who he was talking about. I didn't see his video, but I saw yesterday that he was like saying someone might sue him. I'm like, really? Do we have to sue each other? Is that what we've come to? She's been a danger for some time. Does she suffer from mental illness? I have to ask. Let me get X on as well, just in case. I need to share also. Shit. There we go. Okay. And I'll post this on, because I'm probably more likely to monetize anything, probably on the R word before anything else, but anyway. Okay, so Primix tweeted about the situation on SOP as well, so okay, so that is also worth checking into, so I'll get that set up then. If this thing goes into copyright music after it's done, I am going to be like, damn you, NCS. Okay. Oh, right then and there. Oh, wait, that's on June 3rd. Did she block all of Primik's followers? And then this person is asking for help. I didn't realize that this was such an epic need for help, mister. What's going on here? Add official Lillee. Is Lillee or Lillee? Lillee. The guy with the yellow hair is his Twitter account. What do you mean? The guy with the yellow hair is his Twitter account. Oh. Yeah, I don't see anyone, or unless it's that doesn't have a thing. Okay, so the influencer who faked everything is stalking me. Are there any articles on this also? Oh, Primink. Oops. Okay, and you said the one with the yellow hair. Or I mean, yeah, you said the yellow hair. So this is the only yellow hair, right? I'm presuming. Above that one. Okay, cool. Okay, the one with the dick emoji. Oh my god. Oh my god. Sold my soul to the Illuminati for views. Very funny smartass. Was he me and TP? Oh my god. Is he like a smartass or something? He's an INFP? Okay. Is he? No, wait. That's assuming that's him. INFP, people say? Really? I don't know why I would say, like, ANTP then. I don't know. Because they're like, they would be completely opposite. Okay. Oh yeah, I want to also check, see if there's any articles too. What is this? What is this thing? Oh, that's right, yeah. Or whatever her name is. Any articles, like... Are there not like any good articles either at all? Like to also read on it too, to get context? Lillee Jean doxes Priminks. That's actually on Reddit. Know Your Meme. There might be something here. Know Your Meme has something. There was an article written on her a couple days ago, but it got... Oh, did it really? This is like a very small article. Damn, man. Ads. I know Jeremy at the quartering, he's dealing with these ads are insane. Lillee Jean Primink doxing controversy, part of a series on doxing. When was this article done? This was, this is updated. This is a long time ago. Oh my god. Overview, the Lillee Jean Primink doxing controversy took place in May 2024. Can I like this down just a little bit more? Okay. Unless you like the music a little bit louder, let me know if you do. Took place in May 2024, 4 years after the YouTuber Primink first made a video about fake influencer, so she's been called fake. See his video about her faking her fame by posting Photoshop machine, or not machine, but magazine covers and gala appearances allegedly led to Lillee Jean repeatedly sending copyright strikes to creators who make videos about her. So anyone who's calling her fake and anyone who's putting content on about her, she's striking. You said, is that Xylee Gets Real? Chris the Narc? Oh, there's so many names there. Jeez, Nerdy John and other commentary channels provide coverage and support. Lillee loves to play the victim on her community tab. Does she really? You want to see what personality type she is? If he was an INFP, what is she? Maybe she's the NTP. ENFP? Really? Alex Jones style? Ooh, by the way, can I even say Alex Jones? I don't know. Who cares? Alex Jones. 73 votes say she's an ENFP. ENFP is supposed to be my main match as an INFJ. Damn ad from hell. But I have been with the ENFP and it is some crazy shit. And that's some crazy shit. Don't recommend it for other INFJs. Let's see, she repeatedly, yeah, so, okay. And that was like it on this? Oh, there is some background on it in here, huh? go to this side a little bit. What the hell? All right, so on December 18th, 2000. Damn, this goes far. Jesus, mister. This goes freaking far, dude. On December 18th, 2017, a thread on, well, anyway, a subreddit discussed Lillee Jean's internet presence, with many commentators receiving a threatening response from Jean's mother. Imagine this whole thing has been like here for like 7 years and just keeps on getting updated. Jesus. Threatening response from her mother, from Jean's mother, as documented in the post subreddit drama. Is that thing still up? Let's see, on July 4th, 2019, 2 years later. Man, it was not updated for a while. Man, these guys are really keeping tabs, dude. Jesus. I want someone to keep tabs on me. And also give me content for later on, too. Like, everyone, 2024, start putting Daniel on, like, Reddit and shit. I want that shit now. I'm like, let's do this shit. Alright, let's see. A post was made discussing the history of Instagram influencer Lillee Jean. The post developed into her suspicious rise in followers despite low engagement on her posts and the ecosystem of fake accounts and fan pages created to sustain the illusion of her fame. You know, she's also female, too. Not to be sexist, but I mean, that's kind of an advantage in the market, you know. You said his Discord server got taken down because he linked his in the announcement post he wrote. How could it get taken down? I don't understand. I don't understand how that could get taken down. Put my little Twitch chat up there. See if it goes too much in my face. If you're too much in my face, let me know. at least you're like more visible to like the stream and or let's see, it was just unjustified. Like how did it get taken down? How does that process work? So like say like on my Discord account, if I had a video of her that she striked and I put on my Discord video, who would be the one that would like report it? Now I'm like curious. To be honest, you don't even know it can happen on Discord. That's strange, man. That is so strange. Oh, by the way, you guys will be proud of me. I cut a lot of fat on my YouTube channel, so I was like almost like 600 videos, and I cut it down to like 395. I just want to mention that. So I'm putting in the hard work. I had like a lot of nature videos that I spammed that couldn't get any views because I was like just putting like 15 videos up at once. Anyway, as I continue. Let's see. Look at this beauty guru chatter. A discussion of Lillee Jean. Ah! Okay. I recently came across this BG. What's BG? Influencer. And was a little shocked to see so many brands openly send her sponsorships with her engagement when her engagement is a little more than suspicious. It's crazy people are like freaking like going after this here. The influencer who faked everything is stalking me. And then, let's see what this other one is. Alright, and then you got the Mudahar one. Okay. Okay. Alright, so I got those in queue, mister. Lillee Jean henceforth referred to in this post as LJ. Okay. She had over 1 million followers on Instagram and got PR sponsored posts and event invites from brands. All these brands were included. I'm assuming that was all fake, right? These videos will provide all context you need. Okay. Let's see. Okay, I'll check them out. About her Instagram live. Excuse me. Okay. Let's see. She does. So she would do beauty and skin content posts and almost daily. Seeing as she has a rather large following, has net herself some pretty big brand sponsorships. So she just makes it look like she does like the oldest trick in the book. She makes it look like her. She's got like a lot of what's the word? Traffic. Okay, let's see. Let me get past this ad. Skip that. Let's see here. So that one's 20 minutes, and then the Mudahar is also. They're both about the same amount. They both really strategically did that, didn't they? Try to lower that a little bit. Oh my goodness. Okay, alright, let me put it over here. Which one should I start off with? Should I start off with the Mudahar or should I start off with Mink? What do you think? What's the verdict, mister? Let's see here. So it says her post engagement had taken a huge nosedive despite her follower count increasing, and she averages anywhere from 100 to 1,000 likes compared to her consistent 15 to 20k likes. Is there are there like any bots involved in this, Mister, at all? You said Primink. Okay, let's see. So Primink is gonna win. He's gonna win here out here. So we'll get him out in front here. We're gonna get him out in front. We're gonna. By the way, I am nice, but NCS, no copyrights. YouTube doesn't. I mean, he does a good job. YouTube doesn't like copyright my ass. So anyway, so I listen to this guy, get this guy some extra ad revenue, and/or I listen to the ads. Even how nice of me, I know. But yeah, winner of today is watchable ads. I don't know. All right, let's see what we got here.
Real names to the DA's office, along with screenshots from their Discord server, as they have a penchant for playing with children under 16 years old. Hey guys, how's it going? We have no time for chit chat. We have serious issues today. So 4 years ago, I made a video on a girl named Lillee. I'm sure everyone here remembers her.
I'll get you, my pretty, and your little dog too.
But in case you didn't, she was this Instagram influencer who had 1 million followers, but when you went through her
You know, you would think INFPs wouldn't have that much of a problem with that, because INFPs are always these adorable people. Like in Bridgerton, Penelope's an INFP. They're all just like adorable and shit like that. So you wouldn't think they would have to do this.
page, you started to notice some things were off. For example, she had all of these followers, but no one in the community actually knew who she was.
If you haven't heard of her, here's a couple videos. Okay.
She had posts from events that she appeared to go to, but
She's pretty short.
when you looked at them, they were photoshopped and she never attended. And one of the weirdest things is that she would interact with a lot of
Oh, okay. So that's the kind of stuff that she's doing, huh? Ah.
accounts on her page like they were her bestie.
What would you, so mister, at this moment, what would you be your best argument, like, against her? Like, or, I mean, like, what is, like, is she, like, a bad person? Is, I mean, the fake, and it's, like, and then, like, why is that important, do you think? Do you think, like, it's a moral thing? It should not be done because it's immoral? It's disingenuous? Misleading? Is, like, all of the above?
In real life, but the accounts were not real people. They were these weird made-up characters that were a little racist, kind of homophobic. It was a crazy video. Go watch it. But the reason we are here today is because for the past 4 years, Lillee and her mother have been doing some very
Also, what's she's a horrible person. Also, what's Primink's Primink, what's his politics? Is he very political? Maybe left-leaning?
crazy stuff behind the scenes, and it's reached the point where I can no longer stay silent.
Look at that,
Why did no one tell drivers about this new rule? Alright, if you're currently insured...
Congratulations, Priminks. I'm watching your ad and making you money, giving you ad revenue. You're very welcome. You're today's winner. And I hand out gifts of this sort every hour on the hour.
You drive...
You said he never discusses anything about politics. Really? Touché.
less than 50 miles a day and you live in the qualified zip code.
Every time someone throws around homophobic stuff like that, it's like it's debatable. It just tells me that they're at least center left plus.
You can get an extremely high discount. Additionally, if you have no
actually, I would say that's not actually center left. I would say he was probably like somewhere past the center and on to the left side of things.
Tickets, I mean, you have not received a ticket in 3 years. You could.
Before we get into the madness, I thought we should take a little time and have a little catch up since it's been 4 years. That's a long time. What has my girl Lillee been up to?
Oh, and also, I've never seen, like, a conservative INFP. I have yet to see it, also. There's also that fact. Like, I never see conservative ISFPs and INFPs. It just never happens.
The biggest change is that she went and got her teeth fixed. And no matter how I say this, this is going to sound mean. So I'm sorry, but I don't know how to say it in a nice way. She had teeth that were, like, under...
But you're an affiliative type. You can't be mean. Oh, Jesus.
Teeth,
oh, my God. That's not surprising.
Look, I'm not a dentist. I don't know what was
Have you ever seen INFP's dress?
going on. And I would like to say, I have never brought up Lillee.
What'd you say? I hope he receives justice for all the bullshit Lillee has put him and others through.
His teeth at all. The only reason I'm bringing it up now is because I know online a lot of people bullied her for her teeth. So she went and got them fixed and they look great, honestly. We're still going to war and I will destroy everything.
And guess what, mister? Do you know what paid for her teeth getting fixed? All that faking. All that faking, mister. That's what paid for her teeth. And that was justified, right?
Thing she knows and loves. But I'm happy for the teeth. They look great.
That would be her justification, though, right?
Hey, the next big change that happened is she completely gave up on her makeup career. She's given up on that. And now her new career is acting.
Why? Haven't you heard what they're saying about me? I'm a degenerate animal.
I'm glad she was the one to say it.
Well, this is what a degenerate...
This is real? This is real? This is real?
animal from Jersey does.
He's just taking the worst from her, isn't he?
Well, that was that was something. I was planning to show more clips, but I honestly think I think that's all you need to see. She also started dabbling a little bit into singing.
Tell me, why'd you have to go and make things so complicated? What am I supposed to be when you sink your teeth in me?
Why is she on Instagram? She should be on TikTok. She should be doing YouTube shorts. I see this shit all the time. Seriously, I see this shit all the time, man. That's where she belongs. Is that her editing or his editing?
You look a little odd. Your dancing is terrible. The singing was horrendous.
Oh, baby, baby.
Oh.
Choose kindness. Be calm.
She's an
Everything's
actress.
fine.
Seriously, she should be on YouTube shorts,
Why did she
man.
meow at the end?
I see this shit all the time.
I basically watched
This is all. That's all the shit that's on YouTube that I'm trying to like fight against. I am like putting material that's more informal on YouTube shorts, and it is just nothing compared to all this other crap that's on it.
Lillee has made for the past 4 years, and I noticed that she also
In case you keep track of the YouTube shorts and all these weird things that make millions and millions of views on YouTube, I just think they're all just crap.
started doing this weird thing. She'll make a video that is like a compilation of all her acting clips, but then she'll pretend that it's like a trailer for a movie that's gonna be coming out, and then she'll take this trailer and she'll submit it to a bunch of like really tiny film festivals that like, I don't even know if they're real, honestly. And these film festivals are giving her awards for these trailers that are just clips of her acting.
We just won another award. This one is from the Critics' Choice International Film Festival.
I have no idea why she does this. I don't think someone from Hollywood is gonna see see this and be like, wow, she got the
Forgot that she was like an ENFP, right?
Stingray Award from sif.org.in. Let's hire her right away.
I'm a monster, spreading hate, stealing time.
I keep on forgetting that like he's the INFP and she's the ENFP. Oh, I also, it's kind of funny because I was on like a forum and I was talking about how ENFPs and no, I think it's Bridgerton. It's like ENFP Colin and INFP Penelope, and I was like how these pairs should not like be together at all. And it's like, here you go, you got Primink the INFP, and then you got this Lillee the ENFP going at it right here. This is one reason
Most
why.
people have no clue that in 2023 the best way to make money
It's
on
the functions.
Amazon
They're just-
is not
it's like-
with physical.
It's like, for
So while I was
example, I don't really get along with ENFJs. Like, I make ENFJs sick. They suck up to people, and I'm very critical of people. Like, INFJ versus ENFJ it's just a completely different thing.
It up with what Elizabeth has been up to. I started to do a little digging into her post, and one thing I noticed was that she was
Should just say
linking
they're
to a
people.
bunch of articles that she was featured in. And at first,
She
I
doesn't
was
like
kind of
AI?
proud of Lillee because I saw these articles and they all seemed to be legit. The journalist
She was the precursor to AI. Also, he said that was his editing. Oh, sorry, I missed that.
seemed to be real. The articles had real information. Everything looked fine. So I went to these journalist pages to see their other articles, and I noticed two things very quickly. One is that all of their articles were oddly very similar. A lot of them had matching titles, and the interview questions were like copy and
So, I mean, if you get into all the art of consistency and algorithms, you kind of want to do that kind of stuff. No, you don't want to. I mean, it's kind of what you do. It's like a lot of these content creators, like they're doing the same content over and over again, whereas I do like more of a variety stuff. But yeah, that's how you get consistent views. Is you be consistent like that, and that's why my views are kind of scattered. It's because I'm a variety channel.
pasted. It just felt like the articles were pre-made or they were made by like AI. The second thing I noticed is that most of the people covered in these articles were wannabe actors or artists. If you take any random name from these articles and you look up who the person is, 9 out of 10 times they would lead you to accounts with less than 5,000 followers, and the person would be some kind of wannabe actor or artist. So at this point, I felt like something shady was happening, and this all eventually led me down a super deep rabbit hole until
Down
I
she
eventually
goes.
discovered this. What is this? You might be asking. On Fiverr, there is a category
Dude, man, he goes through his content so quickly. You notice that, mister? It's like so fast. He doesn't give people very much time to like go through it. Jesus.
under digital marketing called guest posting. What this is essentially is that you pay people very little money and they will write fake
I mean,
articles
this is probably good for like those that like need fidget spinners, but for someone like me, it's like with ADHD, it's like, oh man.
on you, and they'll post it to places that look really legitimate. So if someone is looking to hire
Throw
you,
some of the Kendrick
eventually
stuff
they'll search
there.
your name and this super official looking article will come up and they'll be like,
Wow, you are so talented and famous. I'm gonna hire you right now.
the problem though is that I had no
Okay,
proof.
so I will say this, that so far in the video, Primink has not done the best job of convincing me that that she's like a bad person. So I do want to note that. I think, Mr. So far, you've done a better job. But I think it's because he's coming across as like, he's just acting, he's come across very weird. This is just this one on this topic, it seems. But I will say that so far, if she is indeed, it just means that he's not doing the best argument on it, but if she is being disingenuous and if she is faking things, creating fake traffic, stuff like that, then that is definitely an issue. So I will still, like, if with all that is true, I will still like agree with him. I just won't agree with how he's like doing it so far.
That the journalists Lily's articles were engaging in this. So what I did is I put on a Spotify
'Cause
playlist.
so far, it's come across as somewhat of a hit piece in a way, and that may be justified.
I took an Adderall. It's prescribed. Don't worry. And I spent a few hours combing over Fiverr until I found a listing from a person named Penguins for Hire. So I scrolled through his product photos and he had this article posted as an example of like what he can do, but he cropped out the journalist's name to try to like hide what they're doing. So I looked up that article and I discovered it was written by Yitzi Wiener. Is that how you
What the
pronounce
hell,
Wiener? This
dude?
will be real embarrassing.
Reference in German, this is said as
See, that's nice. You know, I could have used some humor there. That's good.
Wiener, but in English this name is pronounced as Wiener.
Or
It's
Weiner,
Wiener, right? Am I crazy?
or Weiner, as she would be, I guess.
But Yitzi Weiner is the same guy who wrote Lillee's article. Hey Lillee, that's a bit odd. But we don't stop here.
You gotta give it to her. Hey, Mister, you gotta give it to her. She's smart. Like, she knows what she's doing. She's really good. She's really smart.
Then I went to the reviews and someone had
And also, no, Alex Jones is an ENFP. So, she's an ENFP and he's an ENFP.
posted an article that they had bought, but they were
At
unhappy
least
with.
that's
But
what
if you
76
clicked on
people
that
say.
photo, that article was written by Gigi, the same journalist that also wrote one of Lillee's articles. Huh, that's a little odd. Lillee, I want you to know that you have made an enemy. And as your enemy, I'm going to look.
Should I start doing that? Should I, like, fake my own articles and fake my own controversies? Actually, what I was planning on doing is I have a younger brother that's extremely controversial, and I'm extremely down to earth, so I have to, like, bring him in into content eventually. I actually have some shorts about him. He's in some of my my videos that blew up originally. But yeah, I have my own way of doing it, but not the way that she's doing it.
Look into everything you do until the day I die. And even when I'm dead, I'll hire a private investigator or something, and we'll continue to look into everything you do. Because you've messed with the wrong guy today, buddy. I'm medicated and angry.
Oh, you're in good hands. They say I'm gentle, so don't be.
Believe it or not, this little blue tube right here could save your life, and you should have at least one of these on hand.
Congratulations, Primink.
This is called a ready filter.
Or
And what
Primink.
it does is it takes dirty
I have
water
watched
like
your
this,
ad again and made you more money. I hope you
It
appreciate
makes it safe to
this.
drink. Here's how that works.
Okay, we're starting to get into
Okay,
some...
you said, yes, the serial doxer and copyright abuser who's trying to sue and ruin content creators' livelihoods is clearly smart. As most... Could you imagine? You know, you got to be smart to be able to, like, do that stuff. Of course, then again, it all catches up, yeah.
with the juicy stuff here. So, a few months ago, I was looking through my
Let's
comments
see,
on
I
the
wouldn't,
channel, and I noticed
you said I wouldn't give her any credit. Oh.
some very weird comments that were saying some really weird stuff.
I mean, I wouldn't want to underestimate her. You know what I mean?
They were saying that I wasn't a real person, that I was an AI, and I was controlled by other channels, and like, I'm not real.
Was there AI stuff like 7 years ago?
It was like actually insane stuff. Like, I'm real. So I decided to look into what was happening here, and I discovered that it was comments coming from multiple accounts, but they were commenting a lot of the same stuff. And I also noticed...
What was, so did she give like an excuse or a reason for doxing people, mister, at all? Like, what was like, did she even like comment on doxing people, about passing personal information, addresses, you name it?
that the comments were almost entirely on my Lillee Jean video. So I got a little suspicious because in my mind, I was like, who do I know that's got some kind of correlation, connection with fake comments? Huh. Lillee, I'm not accusing you, but do you think you might know what's going on here, maybe? Do you think you have a, can you? So I decided that I needed to test this theory. So I began checking one by one if people who commented on Lillee's channel were also commenting on mine. And I found some interesting things. On Lillee's channel, Caitlin says, "This looks fun. I'm so bored with what's been coming out, so I love you wrote an original."
So someone was just telling me, actually someone commented on one of my videos and was telling me the majority of my commenters, like on my videos that blow up, this person was saying that first and last names with 4-digit numbers at the end are bots. And I was like looking through my chat and I see a lot of these. The majority of my comments are bots. That's wonderful, isn't it? So now I'm looking at it, I'm like, is that a bot?
Original concept. Keep going.
Let's see, this looks fun. I'm so bored with what's coming out, so I love you. Wrote an original concept. Okay, good going. Okay.
On my channel, she says, hope she comes for you, then buries you somewhere. Cat emoji. Moon Alien says to Lillee, pretty girl here. Moon Alien says to me, he's dead. Laughing emoji. He was killed. Y'all so stupid. Do you breathe? Celebration? Huh. Zareed
So I guess there's a good chance those are bots then, huh?
says to Lillee, she looks so happy. Zareed says to me, why is your audience children? I went on your Discord server and people are saying they're 13 and some 24. This is very odd situation. I found this in my feed and annoyed I decided to comment. Take this down before people start looking into you. Pranza Art says to Lillee, love you Lillee and I'm happy for you.
I just want to be a so since I am aware that a lot of these comments are probably bots and/or I don't really like when I go through my comments on my videos that blow up. I don't take them for very much salt. So, and I get a lot of hateful comments and that I enjoy reading, by the way. But a lot of them are bots, and I'm just so disappointed that real people would not trash me on my comments, and it just makes me sad because a lot of people are very insecure and they like second guess themselves when they see a negative comment, and when I see a negative comment, I think to myself, I've made it. I fucking made it, man. Because I got some motherfucker out there to talk shit on my comment. I got free rent space on their ass. I was like, I fucking made it. But then I realized they're just bots. So then I was like, I didn't fucking make it. Son of a bitch. I'm just this is just all part of a bot wave.
To me, God, if you make films, I hope she never acts in one of your pieces of crap. You do not have to worry.
By the way, mister, you notice that? You notice there's so many bots? So many bots. It just goes to show you all these YouTube shorts, and I'm questioning them big time. The majority of these YouTube shorts are just all fake. It's all fake nonsense.
About that, Prince.
Just bots everywhere.
I can assure you that one.
It's just waves and waves and waves of bots, and it's making people so much money on YouTube. It's crazy.
A real professional would have not written that. Delete yourself. Ew. I'm worried you actually work on movies and talk like this. This has to be one of the most ridiculous things I've ever seen written on this woman for so long. Delete yourself. Hi, Farmer. Or should I say Creep Show? You legit deserve a video on y'all for being so god stupid, for using accounts that are 9-10 years old. Like, you think everyone is dumb and doesn't see what this AI farm is doing? Funny how all the accounts are commenting are 10 years or longer. Nobody realizes this is a setup to revamp the farming channel. Y'all so doofus. How's Creepshow art? Primink AI farm?
Do you think she pays? Like, hey mister, do you think she like pays people to like comment, or do you think they're like bots? Like, what do you think?
Jesus, we all know these 10-year-old accounts are your copywriters. Thanks and all hail Fiverr. It's kind of odd that they mentioned Fiverr. You know, that's a weird thing to bring up. I don't know. I literally only spent 30 minutes checking these comments, and I ended up with a folder completely filled with them. And I would like to say that I expect some people that comment on her videos to come comment on mine if they're like fans or something. But the reason that I think these are all fake is because if you start comparing all these comments, then you start to notice.
Oh, look at this. Bot, potential bot, potential bot. This might be a real person. Who's racist to you? Why is this still relevant? Okay.
That they all type the same way. They all
type the same way. You think? You think they all type the same way? Dude, man, this is like...
use the same emoji. Like, you can't tell me that this account and this account is not the same person, right? These are clearly the same people here. So then I went to these accounts and I wanted to see if I could find out if maybe they were real people. And what I found was that every single account was completely blank and they all had photos that were just generic images taken from Google. I also discovered that every single one of these accounts comments almost exclusively on Lillee's channel.
It's just such a shame. This is such a shame. I am doing YouTube the legit way. I am putting in the work. And then there's people that are fucking cheating. And it's like, fuck you motherfuckers for cheating. Anyway, I'll make it right regardless. But I'm having to put in the work, man. I ain't fucking putting in fucking fake accounts. Maybe I should start. Jesus Christ, man. Could you imagine how exhausting that would be? That's horrible.
And as someone who
hard
runs a
enough making
channel,
the
hello,
content.
that's me. It's very weird to have every single person that comments on your account comment on every single video. I am so confident that these accounts are fake that if a real person
Oh, no,
owns
they're
any of
botting.
these accounts,
Yeah.
and it's not Lillee or someone associated with Lillee, you can reach out to me and show me that you're a real person, and I'll pay you $100. But it ain't gonna happen because these people aren't real, and they're all coming from Lillee's channel. Hey guys.
She's got someone behind the scenes that's doing all this, that's doing the botting. So, like every content creator on YouTube ever.
Guys, I have to clarify, I'm not accusing Lillee of making these comments. I'm just saying the
It's kind of
comments.
like Pokimane having the editor that was touching himself to her, but then she said, no, he may have not been. He just had a problem, and then she still paid him.
They're fake, in my opinion, and don't know who's doing it. Could be Satan. It's a very satanic thing to do. Evil, one might say. All right, thank you.
Okay, so now this would be getting into the good stuff, right? Now we're past the other stuff.
This game, you're not ready.
Okay, this is like the only part.
I once had an argument with an INFP over like, I once told an INFP about math. I said, this doesn't make sense. And the INFP was just like, what do you mean? I'm like, none of this makes sense. None of it makes sense. Can you explain this to me? And the INFP was like, question mark, question mark. I said, yeah, none of this makes sense. What is the point of it? Why?
The video that matters.
And it just drove the INFP crazy. I kept on asking questions and questioning like the status quos and stuff. I'm like, why is this here? Why do we have this? This makes no sense. This is a joke. What is this going to do for me in the real world?
I want to say that, but it's kind of true. So when my video came out,
the INFP was just like, I liked her though. She was cool.
years ago. Ever since that day, Lillee and her mother has been spamming my channel with copyright notices. And honestly, this in itself is.
I'm sure eventually that'll come my way, but actually I don't do that much reaction content anyway, so it's just this kind of in a way, but
completely fine. I deal with copyright notices a lot. The issue is what these emails contain. So
I'm pretty sure Lillee would probably give me a break since I haven't like 100% bashed her, 50% bashed her because I'm like fair and balanced and everything. And I am legitimately fair and balanced. I will give a balanced take at the end of the day.
Emails would start out quite normal. They would contact YouTube and they would tell YouTube, hey, Primink is.
And when you're doing stuff like this, that's not good. Unless you're doing it for parody and entertainment. I don't know what kind of tags he has on here. Does he have any tags? I don't see any tags that say like parody or entertainment or anything, right? So if he doesn't have anything, so when I'm doing something like that, I put like, I'm making sure everyone knows that I'm making a joke or it's a parody and stuff like that.
Stealing my content, take this video down now. And then YouTube was like, no, fair use, he's fine. But over the years, as their claims got rejected over and over, I think something began to snap with them because the emails started to get more and more unhinged. The first taste of this unhinged behavior came in their 5th notice when they tried to use the
title of artwork, Green Mermaid Lillee Jean? What?
ugly mermaid drawing. You remember that? They tried to use that one image to get the whole entire video removed. YouTube obviously declined it, and then they respond with, this video has created harm, terrorized a young girl who was 16 at the time, and is exploiting a minor. I suggest you remove my client's content immediately. We will be proceeding with legal action for
Okay.
negligence. Now, just for clarity's sake, when my video was released, Lillee was a full-grown adult. And also, when I read this, the first thing I thought was she 16 when she made that mermaid drawing? Because that honestly makes it 10 times uglier.
I've got who's it's and what's it's going.
Now, this email wasn't that crazy. I was a little like taken back, but like honestly, I was like, what are you gonna do? The next thing they did is that they took the photo that I used in my thumbnail and they went and got it registered for like an official copyright with the US government. They got like a fancy paper and like documents, and then they took those documents to YouTube and they're like, hey YouTube, we have
People are so touchy, aren't they? On both sides of the aisle.
This photo registered with the government. You need to take it down. And then YouTube was like, no, sorry, it's still fair use. El bozo.
How is YouTube defending this guy, but like just going to the shitter on some other guys? What the hell?
And their response to this rejection was crazy. The user has violated my rights and is using my copyrighted photo on their cover. As the rights owner, I demand this to be removed immediately. This is not fair use. This is a violation. This is verbal What? What? That's a little unhinged, right? Am I overreacting to think that's crazy? This is disgusting behavior by YouTube to keep such content alive at 10 million views. The photograph I own. Remove this. You should know as well, this channel is a content farm in the United Kingdom and Malaysia.
As I've learned in life, nothing is fair, and YouTube is as far from fair as possible.
What are you talking about? First off, they use the term content farm. Now, content farm is a very niche term that I don't think 99.9% of the population uses at all. So it's kind of odd they're using this word because we've also seen it in the comments that we had earlier in this video. Will we? That's willy odd. Secondly, they say that I'm a channel being ran in the United Kingdom and Malaysia. And how do I...
Primink, he has no self-deprecating humor, does he? Like, he doesn't make fun of himself at all. He makes fun of others. That's all I see. I just see him making fun of her and others, and I'm like, he doesn't make fun of himself at all. Where's the self-deprecating humor? He's very pragmatic.
I respond to that. No one runs this channel. It's just me living here.
Look, I won't defend her if she's like doxing and stuff. I won't defend that stuff. But this guy, man.
Alone in the United States, chilling. And quite frankly, if you told me you'd give me $1 million to tell you where Malaysia is on a map, I assure you, I would not be getting $1 million. I don't know where Malaysia is on a map. All I know about Malaysia, they had an airplane go down. Rest in peace. That's all I know. And every time I received an email, for years, they would just get more and more unhinged. Slandering, defaming, and creating a disgusting, hateful environment.
Slandering, defaming, creating a disgusting, hateful environment for a woman who is Jewish and has now received multiple death threats over the years. Oh, that gets into a whole different argument. That's a can of worms right there that I don't think anyone wants to get into.
For a woman who is Jewish and is now
you just lost right there, buddy.
Received multiple death threats over the years because of it. And last, beyond our proof, if you desire to receive the names of the detectives we have involved on this case of slander.
It's like, if I hear the J or the M word, I'm out. I'm like, I'm done with this conversation. There will be no continuing if anyone puts the J and M word in there, because it is what it is. History's greatest tragedy. And if you disagree, then why do you think there's such a conflict? So, personally, I don't really care for either side, but that can get me in trouble too. My God.
Cyberbullying, cyberstalking, defamation, hate crime, we can provide that along.
Cyberbullying, okay, I can see that. Cyberstalking, I can see that. Defamation, I don't know. Hate crime, I don't know about that. We can provide that along with the report. I mean, you know.
With the report, we expect you to promptly react.
It's YouTube, you know. At the same time, you know, it's YouTube, so I'm a big free speech guy, right? So the way this works for me is, some of that stuff, depending, would be, like, fine, you know, when it starts to get into, like, violence and, like, death threats and stuff like that. We're getting into a whole different kind of area, but freedom of speech, I firmly believe in. So, on YouTube, you should be able to say just about what you want, with a very little small percentage being, like, actual legitimate, like, either, like, death threats and stuff like that. I think, you know, death threats, like, if you're gonna kill someone, if you intend to kill someone, there you go, but
and stop giving
so I would be kind of against her little copyright stuff right there.
Courtesy to a channel that thrives on defamation, slander, and fosters sexual discussion, shared photos, and
See, now, I don't know where all that comes into context. I mean, I know earlier she was mentioning that she was like 16 or potentially, and he was bringing that kind of stuff up, but
contact with minors on its YouTube Discord server called Primink Cult 8.0. Further, feel free to let the Primink farm know that we have given their real names to the DA's office along with screenshots from their Discord server, as they have a penchant for playing with children under 16 years old. This is honestly the most insane thing I've ever received. How can you be so deluded that you are accusing someone of slander and defamation, and then in the same email saying one of the most slanderous, defamationist things in the world? Now,
it happens first, and then you're on the defense. So if you slander, you get slandered back, I guess it would be.
I'm not a lawyer, but I think if you go to someone's employer and you say a statement
I think it's all,
that you know...
I think it's all ridiculous. I think both parties here are ridiculous. I think both Primink here and then I think they're both ridiculous.
False, and that statement then financially hurts them, I think you become liable. Maybe. I don't know. And also, just to top this off, them talking about my Discord and minors is also one of the comments we saw earlier.
Ways your audience children. Oh. I went on the Discord server and people are saying they're 13 and so 24. It's a very odd situation, and I found this on my feed and annoyed. I decided to comment. Take this down before people start looking into you. What the hell? Oh, okay, so that's what she did. So there you go, mister. That's what she did.
And after I received this email, I decided, okay, they're crazy. They're getting more and more crazy. I need to try to stop this. So I emailed Lillee with a photo from the email I just read, and I simply said, hello, this is pretty wild. Please stop. I never received a response.
Dude, his stuff is so fast, man.
For that email, and after a while I was like, okay, I'll try something else. So I ended up making a tweet asking if I could read the emails in a video.
Does anyone know if I'm allowed to show YouTube copyright email conversations in a video, or will they yell at me?
And truthfully,
I mean, you weren't bothered about making content about her in the first place when she was copywriting you over and over, so what's that gonna matter?
I kind of lied a little. I had never planned to make a video. That tweet was just meant to, like, tell them, hey, if you don't stop, I'm gonna read them. So you better stop. And after that tweet, I actually didn't receive an email for quite a long time. But then, earlier this year, I received a new email. In this email, they started with my private business name, my entire real name, and my entire address down to my house number. And then, instead of calling me Primink like they've done for every single email for the past 4 years, they now address me as Mr. My Last Name. So that's a great way to open an email. Totally normal. And then throughout this email, which I can barely read because it's like honestly the ramblings of a schizophrenic patient, they list off a ton of emails from like FBI agents and like the NYPD. They talk about receiving glitter bombs that they think could be real bombs. Lillee has developed PTSD from my video, and she can't even go in public without fearing for her life, but she can go in public and act like a crazy alien. Lillee's apparently in therapy now.
I know she's an actress, I know.
Sure, Jan.
Lillee's father is disabled and he can barely walk, which I don't even know why they put this in the email. Did I disable him? And also, they're giving me the private information of a lot of YouTubers. They're telling me who owns the Anna Oop channel. They're telling me Sunny V's real name and where he lives.
This is YouTube though, right? This is YouTube doxing,
They're telling me Jelly Smack's owner. I don't even know who Jelly Smack is. They're mad at Mark Cuban and Snapchat. This is like physically draining me. So after I got this email, I realized that they're not gonna stop. I tried ignoring them for 4 years. That didn't work. I tried asking them nicely to stop. That didn't work. I tried tweeting that I was gonna read these out. That didn't work. So at this point, my only option in my mind was just to show everyone how absolutely psychotic Lillee Jean and Lord Truman are being. Congrats, guys. You did it. You got another video.
Wait a minute, what you're talking about?
See what the chat's saying. What? Let's see here. I redrew the Primix face. You can stop emailing. What the fudge? I literally got an entire degree, and time has taken her to not get over you. She keeps. What the hell? Huh. All people say in the chat is just she can't get over it. Thank you, Lillee, for getting Primix to post again. Another potential bot. Just buy. I still think she sits there for hours switching between fake accounts just to make comments. Another potential bot. Another potential bot. Potential real person. Let's see. Anytime there's a potential real person, let's see. She blocked me on Instagram. I just viewed some of her stories and profile, didn't comment, didn't follow, and she blocked me. So yeah, you know, there you go. Dude, I've gotten a whole ass high school diploma. Been diagnosed with 5 different mental health disorders. Thanks 2020. Joined theater and have been on put on at least 6 antidepressants and 2 narcotics in the time she's been stalking you. Okay. Another potential buy. I love how they accuse you of being a content farm when you upload about once a year. Yes, I'm calling you out, Primink. What? That doesn't even make sense. And you look at these. No, that was. Oh no, that's a lot. Okay. The bots are even getting a lot. I don't know why people respond to bots.
If you want to learn how to edit really well from professional Hollywood editors, we're going to show you the stuff that nobody else is teaching.
I know I like to laugh and joke around, and I'm not very serious, but I do think this is actually an issue here. For the past 4 years, Lillee Jean and her mother have been blatantly abusing the copyright system. And my channel's protected. I'm not sure how or why, but my channel has like a force field on it, and any copyright claims that come to my channel get shut down real quick. But small...
Well, it's called if you're bringing in views, you know. This was like May 17th. I mean, you're getting like a million views in like half a month. I mean, it's called views. You're bringing in content. You're making good YouTube money. I think that still matters.
Creators are not protected. If you just look up Lillee Jean copyright strike on YouTube, you'll see dozens of creators who have had their videos removed and strikes put up.
Well, there's a lot of people that are trying to make money off of her. And if you're not bringing in consistent views like him, well, you're going to get in the chopping block. So, YouTube has a little bit of a bias on Primink. I gotta keep on trying that out. Primink. So there's a little bit of bias there. He's making the money
on their channel from these false claims. I even had one of my videos removed from a second channel. We were testing recreating my voice in AI and then dubbing it to Spanish. Pero no importaba si sus talentos eran un poco engañosos. That sounds pretty good, doesn't it? We're living in the future.
This is kind of another reason to avoid like a lot of heavy reaction content. Like, I mean, this is like very rare for me. So it's just reaction content is just too iffy. It really is. And it can be taken wrong, and a lot of content creators have a toxic personality, are very toxic in personality, and they like to go after. There's a lot of crazy people. A lot of people. I mean, content creators, I mean, it's hard to find one that's not toxic.
Sure. And that video was removed within 24 hours.
It's like the Wild West.
By Lillee and her mother. And the crazy part was that the content they claimed I stole was the Project Bullyish trailer. That trailer came out after my video was even made. So there's quite literally no way in the universe that my video had the Project Bullyish trailer in it at all.
We take abuse of our copyright tools seriously. We're not afraid to punish people who misuse them.
They also said that I used the Project Bullyish trailer throughout my entire video, but taking 2 seconds to look at the video would tell you that that is completely false.
We take abuse of our copyright tools seriously. We're not afraid to punish people who misuse them.
So they are very clearly abusing the copyright system to get videos removed that they don't want people to see. They are also, inside of these emails, sharing people's private information, which is not only an invasion of privacy, but this has the potential to put creators in danger. I'm sure my name and address is in some creators' inboxes right as we speak.
We take abuse of our copyright tools seriously. We're not afraid to punish people who misuse them.
And on top of all this, they are also using the copyright system to send actual harassment to creators that creators can't block because it's coming from.
By the way, I'm not one of those content creators that are afraid. Anyone wants to come up to my doorstep and make my day. I mean, I've watched a lot. I was raised on westerns, so if a motherfucker wants to come up to my place and start some shit, we're gonna go throw down. I'm gonna throw down. That son of a bitch. I ain't hiding in my house. No way, man. You come for me, you gonna get it. You
the
gonna
official
get
YouTube email,
self-defense.
and you have to view it because it has the potential not only to delete your video, but also to delete your channel.
So I have a difficult time to sympathize with people that are afraid. Like someone's gonna come to their house and kill them or kill their family. I'm like, Yeah, if it happens, it's a tragedy, but, like, just, you know.
And personally, I don't think a smaller creator wants or should be forced to read an email.
It also goes to show you got to be careful who you're fucking with, too. So, like, what's her name? Not Keffels, but, Sniper Wolf, like when she passed by whatever that dude's name. I don't like that dude, by the way. I think that dude was a creep, and I think he was stalking her. And I'm not going to justify Sniper Wolf. Some of her, I guess, like they were talking about like her doxing and stuff like that. But I mean, dude, man, you got to be careful who you're messing with, you know. And that's another thing. Like when he's doing stuff like this, when Minx is doing like this, he's putting himself at risk. And he's actually the one that's putting others at risk too. Because if this bitch goes crazy and she comes after him or she kills someone he knows, well, that would have never happened if he didn't do this content on her. You just have to be aware of that. That will never... Now, don't get me wrong, it won't excuse it, but there is a way to prevent it. So, but, you know, but also, like, YouTube is this is making him money. So this so at the end of the day, YouTube is responsible for this crap. So if something happens to Primink because she goes crazy, yeah, she's guilty. So is he. And so is YouTube for allowing this kind of shit. So if anything, YouTube shouldn't even be allowing this kind of shit, honestly. But it makes them money, so...
Where they're being called a child predator through YouTube's official email system.
And that's why I like debates. I don't like arguments where I like an example. Like this is very argumentative. There's no end to it. I like debates because debates signal an end. We talk about what we talk about, and then people get their value from it, and they value a judgment, and then that's it. This is just never ending.
Is everyone on the same page here that we should not be having this?
Like, this is not even healthy. This is not healthy for YouTube. This is not healthy for consumers at all.
And so my only hope for this video is that maybe, just maybe, someone at YouTube can watch this video and maybe they can then spend at least 30 minutes, maybe, look into all the claims made by Lillee Jean and Lord Truman, and you can see all the madness. Clear as day. That's all I want.
If you received a copyright claim or any harassment from Lillee Jean, please email... Dude, right there. That's the worst thing you could do. Okay, I'm expecting a lot more from Mutahar. I'm sorry. This is like... I'm sorry, man. Oh, man. That's not the best outlook. So that video it turned sideways, in my opinion. That turned sideways. I'm going to expect something probably a little bit different from Mutahar, but we'll see. But that turned sideways for Minx.
And, you know, getting sued is one of those things where it's scary, it's annoying, it's a lot of money, but honestly, if you are right and the principles are with you, you should absolutely stand up to yourself, stand up for yourself against online bullying, okay? Now, I would say years ago, I was actually, you know, out of all the people that I've ever covered on my channel, I can tell you that there are maybe 2 individuals that are actually unhinged. Now, I'm not going to be naming any individuals.
Ooh, who's the other individual?
That specific instance, but one story where me and a good friend of mine, Nexpo, were involved in, yeah, that was a situation where somebody that we were talking about literally hired a private security firm to send us a docket, a possible legal threat, if you will, too. Now, at the time, I was pretty scared. I was like, ooh, lawsuits, this isn't right. I didn't have the money to fight it, to be honest with you. I didn't really have the ability or know how to navigate that in trouble. So I decided to calm back down and basically just capitulate, because that's...
Well, this is 1 day ago, or almost already, 400K. Check his comments really quickly. Primink is like, thanks for covering this, Mutahar. YouTube doesn't seem to take any of this serious, so hopefully more eyes on this will get something done. I mean, it's something just everyone is doing, right? That's the thing. Like, you're like the one fish in a big ocean.
Honestly, the only thing I knew what to do. Nowadays, if some scumbag threatens a lawsuit, oh boy, we're going to go all the way, all right? It is what it is. We're going to bring the truth hammers to the party. But ladies and gentlemen, to understand, this is not a situation where I hope the actual person we're talking about will sue me. But let's start off with the beginning of the story. There's a YouTube channel known as Primink, okay? Primink is a channel with 1 million subscribers, and they cover...
So, like, I do notice, like, these... Like, well, I mean, you know, content creators, they work together. So it's like, okay.
Various figures on the internet. Now, to give an idea, Primink is a channel that covers internet culture, internet stories, and there's a bit of crossover with the type of people that I've looked at. Individuals like Marina Joyce, for instance.
Look at this. YouTuber who filmed her kidnapping, the YouTuber who faked a mental illness for views, and the influencer who faked everything is stalking me now. Like, everything reeks of victim right there. What the hell? I'm sorry, this does not paint a pretty picture for Primink. I mean, I think he's potentially just as bad as Lillee.
Who basically had an entire arc on...
So, I mean, one's a doxer and one's a stalker. And I say the same thing about that douchebag that was covering SS Wolf, you know.
On the internet.
Always seem like people who never want to take accountability for their wrongdoings will triple down pursuing legal action on grounds they do not have at all.
That left basically everyone shocked, all the way from the biggest channels.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
To the smallest channels are basically talking about the wildest situation. But if you're looking at this one blurred thumbnail, this is going to be a part of the video that we're going to keep going forward. I'm not going to show this individual.
The influencer who faked everything is stalking me. Just so, I mean, he did it. I mean, Primix did initiate this conflict, right? He started the war, right? She may be a bad person and she may have been doing deceitful things, and she will be judged based on that. And karma is a bitch. But he was the one going after her at first, and then she retaliated, and then it just became a war, right? But two wrongs don't make they will never make a right. It's like
individual's face, okay?
What'd you say? How is Primix just as bad? He literally didn't do anything except call a disgusting person out for their year-long pattern of abhorrent behavior. Let's just say he put himself in a situation that he didn't like. So, I mean, he was being doxxed by YouTube or whatever, right? So all these bad things were happening to him as a consequence of going after her. Why would someone do that? Well, it's to make it's for the content. And that's one of the reasons YouTube didn't do anything about Primix, is because, I mean, they're calling him a stalker and all these other things, but the reason they didn't do anything, and yes, he's like stalking her content like the other guy, but they don't do anything is because he's making YouTube money, I'm sure. It's like, and I do the two wrongs don't make a right, so she's terrible, and he's like a level just under that. He was being doxxed by Lillee and her mother on YouTube. It's like they can all, it's problematic for both sides. If he hadn't gone after her, that wouldn't have happened. I wonder, do you know, one mercy I would give him is if this was like his first time. Was this like his first time showcasing someone like Lillee?
Because apparently they've been using the DMCA system to scare the heck out of people, stop any form of criticism.
And yeah, I'll be on the record saying that she's probably a worser person and the one more wrong. I just can't, there's just some red flags about him that don't justify him as well. And I am very independent thinking on that. It's like something doesn't seem right. She may be a worser person, but we cannot change the fact that there's some red flags with him and how he does his content.
And shut down videos critical of their crappy behavior. So I don't give any of these scumbags.
Do you see Mudahar? Like Mudahar, I mean, I haven't seen anything yet. Let's see here. Like, so Mudahar right here through all this content, he's not really... I'm not seeing the same level of... I'm not even gonna say parody, Meeks, he just goes after her, like, he just, every like, segment of his video, he's making fun of her, he's making jokes about her, that's probably the defaming and stuff like that. Like, look at Mudahar is, like, it's not professional, you know? You said he's stalking her, or he's not stalking her, we're gonna say, oh, Jack's Film, that's the dude, I hate Jack's Film, man, that guy sucks, man. Sniper Wolf may be a terrible person, but he's like, he actually, that's one where I would say that he's like almost debatably worse, because he was like really, he was doing the same thing, but he was like doing it worse than Primink, or just as bad. You say, purely sought to hold accountable since YouTube. I mean, he just didn't like that she was making money. That's what it was. I think he was like jealous.
A fucking inch, and I swear to God, if this video gets hit with the DMCA, we're going to fucking legal warfare, okay? God.
Is Sniper Wolf bad? We'll see. I'm going to think independent here. Is Sniper Wolf, when she started going around his place and doing the doxing thing, was that right? No. Did she pay for it? Yeah. Could she have paid worse for it? Yeah. But if Jack's Film had not stalked her and done what he did, like the like content stalking like Minks was doing, that would never have happened if he would have just left her alone. Jealousy has nothing to do with it.
God damn! But anyways, he made a video where he titled it, "The Influencer Who Faked Everything Is Stalking Me." Now he talks.
I mean, Jack's Film was just absolutely he just couldn't understand why she was making money. He had an issue against Sniper Wolf the person, and he didn't like that she was making money, so he started mimicking her content, making fun of her, defaming, just like the other dude, all that other stuff. It's like, and it caused her to do the little doxing thing. You notice these doxing things, they always happen afterwards. Like someone decides to make money, make content off of someone. Again, this is all about making money and content. So someone like Jax starts the war, and then Primink starts the war, and then they don't realize that they just fucked with someone, and usually they fuck with bad people, and then they get doxed and shit. And then it's like, well, then everyone's like, well, the doxer's the worser person. I'm like, they're both bad. It's like, ban both of them. Like, I thought Jax should have been banned. I think his content should have been. I think he should have been banned. And I think Sniper Wolf should have been banned too, just for her response. And that would have capped it. He said, rightfully mocking a shitty person for their egregious behavior is now stalking and defaming someone. That's what YouTube says.
It's about an individual known as Lillee Jean. And to give you an idea...
That's what YouTube was saying. I was just like using their words. In my opinion, this is fine. So
yeah, this whole arc started 4 years.
I'm not sure the doxing thing, that's debatable, but everything before that, it's like, I'm a big freedom of speech guy. You guys can say whatever they want. In my world, these guys can say whatever they want, and that's fine. It's like, that's fine. So for me personally, like, I'm separating myself from like YouTube there, and these creators, like, they can say whatever they want. You're like, YouTube is wrong though. I think they should. I like that. That's where I like going to like the free speech stuff. It's like if someone wants to go on YouTube and they do want to do this kind of thing, and showcase someone and put them on spotlight, and the person retaliates. I mean, that's the person that went out. I'll go with the freedom of speech stuff, and then until it starts to get into like death threats, I don't really care. Doxing, it's bad, and the market will take care of it, because if someone, like, if anyone doxes, it's a very unpopular thing with YouTube. So the market will take, the market of YouTube, there is a market there that will take care of that person. It will hurt their subscribers. It will hurt everything. So YouTube doesn't even really have to do anything. Like, there is a process to where it can be taken out. But everything else besides death threats, I'm like, I'm fine.
Years ago, okay? So in the time frame it took for people to entirely graduate from a college...
It goes to show you, YouTube just like I think it's like unanimous. It's just the way YouTube handles things is just...
college program.
Because we know YouTube takes sides, because they're very much left on the spectrum, and they take sides. It's very unfortunate.
Bachelor's program. That's
Jack's Film was harmlessly.
Life is...
He was not harmlessly though. He was satire. Yeah, it was satire, all right. While highlighting her content theft, criminal record, and overall, all that stuff was like in the past though too, and it was unnecessary too. She did a crime. She went to jail and she served her time. That's it. She had a boyfriend that was doing like the video game stuff and playing for her or whatever. I understand that people point it out, which I'm fine with, but it's like, it doesn't matter though. It just at the end it wasn't relevant. really wasn't relevant, and Jacksville was just YouTube stalking her, and it was he was stalking her. He was like stalking her with his, like, he was just after everything, and parroting every video that she was doing, just because he didn't like her content. I mean, he couldn't come up with his own original content. He had to make fun of hers on a daily basis. I mean, dude, he should have been sending her royalty money, right? Let's see, I really can't fathom how that should equate to Jack's film as a shitty person too, and deserves to give. I think they both should have been banned. I think any normal person would have seen that what both they did, what he did, was more egregious at first, and then what she did was as egregious. So just knock them both off, like ban them both. And I just don't understand, because if YouTube would have banned, now playing by YouTube's rules, if they would have just banned Jacksville, this stuff wouldn't be happening. Like with Primink would not be allowed to do his thing. He would have to create his own content, and maybe he wouldn't be on YouTube anymore, because that's probably a majority of his content. Like the Moodhars would not be having to deal with it, because he looks like he doesn't have to deal with this stuff. So it doesn't seem like to be his thing, right? But I just think that Jacksman just not banning him set a bad precedent. So now, it's a can of worms.
Basically been getting ruined by this one.
That's just my independent thought. Like, I don't take sides from them. Like, I really am in the center.
See, faux celebrity. And I say faux celebrity because we're going to be diving into a group of individuals on the internet that basically bought.
I will say this though, it's also like, it's really good for like debate too, because then everyone gets to come together and debate. And maybe my side of the debate is not going to be the majority, and that's fine. But I do believe, but when I see two wrongs, I will tell people, just so you guys know, there's no right here. No one is in the right. If both are wrong, I'm very black and white on it. If both are in the wrong category, you can't say one evil is greater than the other, because you're accepting an evil at some form. You said one uploads satirical content, and he was being hateful. He was being so. Is there a word? What would be just a step down from hateful? Like, that's Jack's. Like, one content for the sake of holding a piece of shit bitch accountable. Look, she may be a bad person, and I know she was doing the charity thing with that kid that was dying. I know she was, and she may have been a bitch, but like, he was going after her first, and then she went into crazy mode. And my big argument was, what if, because of what he did, she went to his house and she like killed him or something like that? Like, he would have caused that. He put his family at risk. Like, you have to understand, when you go after people on YouTube that you don't know, they could be crazy. A lot of these content creators are really crazy. And the doxing wouldn't have happened if he didn't go after her. And he knew what he was doing too. That was even the worst part. He knew, and then I haven't checked him out recently, but he's probably doing the same shit with another person, right? So he probably continues it. Hopefully he doesn't, because that's terrible. And you said, wonder who the criminal is. You can say after the fact, but I still think Jax should have been punished, and I think it was egregious that he wasn't punished, because it set a bad standard. But at the same time, not to sound too contrarian, if it was me in general, I mean, I would have brought the two together, whether they liked it or not. And if they didn't come together, if they didn't find a solution, I would have banned them both. I'm a little bit different than YouTube. Like, I like to, if I won't force people to get along, but I will bring people together and say, we're gonna get together here, and we're gonna figure it out. And if we don't figure something out, you're both banned. Let's see. Actually, he didn't know she would resort. Like, that just paints him as, well, what's lesser than stupid? Naive? And I don't think he was naive. I think he saw a way to siphon. He was trying to take from her subscribers, his viewers. He was trying to degrade her, and he was going after her reputation. He was trying to get a piece of the pie.
Fake their followings, allegedly, and try to make themselves look like they're...
And all it got him was doxxed. That's all it got him. was doxxed, and it painted a terrible picture. There are a lot of people that will see it my way too, on him, and there are a lot of people that will see it your way. On YouTube, there's going to probably be a lot more that see it your way, but I'm just going to go with the two wrongs don't create a right, and they both should have been banned. I think she should have been temporarily banned. I think he should have been temporarily banned. I think there should have been an equal punishment.
Or Hollywood's next star child, when in reality, only 30 people have ever fucking seen the crap that they make. So a couple of weeks ago, Primink starts hitting up YouTube because...
I mean, also, and otherwise, this is going to keep on happening. Like, do you want it to keep on happening? Like, I'm really big on personal responsibility. Like, if this keeps on happening, and people, and there are similarities in personalities. So there are Jax films, there are Minkses, and they're going to keep on doing this to other people. And I don't know what'll come next, but they know what happens. They know that if they mess with someone, they're potentially going to get doxxed, or it could turn into violence. You never know. Like, it should not. If they don't stop, then there should be rules in place that they don't do it. In that case, you know. See, if you thought process to rightfully being. If your thought process to rightfully being criticized is to dox and outright put the person and their family in danger, that's an unhinged mindset. You know.
Apparently, if you want YouTube to ever really do anything at points, you pretty much have to talk to them over social media.
So I was raised in a dysfunctional family. I was raised in a very toxic environment. I understand what it is to be in the middle and to be around crazy people. I understand that. So I know what crazy is, and I call it crazy. I call it being, you know, it's a realistic mindset that not many people have. Everyone wants to have a winner. Everyone wants to have a loser. And not everyone likes it when both sides lose. And sometimes both sides need to lose in order for things to grow, for things to get better, you know? Nobody is above criticism. Thank you. That's it right there. Right there. That's it. No, that's it. You said it right there, the nail on the head.
And they basically say a creator on your platform, Lillee Jean and Laura Truman.
And to add that, an evil is an evil. It is what it is. A wrong is a wrong. It doesn't matter who's more wrong, who's more right. It doesn't really matter in that regard. Well, actually, technically, if one person's right, then they're not on the wrong. So, but what I mean is, if both people are wrong, you don't say like, oh, this one was more wrong. No, it's like, It doesn't seem very responsible to me.
Lillee Jean's like mother.
I don't feel like anyone learns from
at this
it.
point has spent the last 4 years abusing the copyright system to not only take down videos or channels, but also to dox and harass.
See, that's fine right here. That's fine, I guess, right there in a way, right there. Like with what he just said, you know, stuff like that from Primink, that's fine, but that's fine right there. That's where that's middle ground right there. But when he starts like make fun of her with his his videos and through his editor and stuff like that, and consistently doing it, it's like I'm not sure he's like helping anyone doing that, and not even putting like it's a parody. I didn't even see like any tags like it was a parody or anything. Like no even warning that he's making fun of someone, like it's satirical content. Like he didn't put any of those warnings. Let's see. So I suppose Primink says so. I think he needs to. Do you think Primix is making fun? Do you think he's doing satire too? He's someone on the wrong for this too? He's done some wrong, yeah.
Dozens of channels. Could you please take a look? Now, I really like...
He initiated the war, but that was probably part of the plan, though, at the same time. So that's going to help his view count. That's going to help him. That's going to help with traffic, you know? If only Lillee or Lillee or whatever her name is, if only she knew that there was an easier way to do things. You just do it the Primix or the Jax way, and you just cause controversy. And then you just bring traffic in that way. There's different ways to bring in traffic. Hers didn't necessarily hurt anyone at first, but damn sure him creating the controversy sure did. And sure did make her crazy. Well, she was probably already crazy, but you said, I think he has the goddamn right to mock a copyright abuser and serial doxer. Fuck her. But just remember the doxing was after that he targeted her. So that's context. And yeah, I will continue to say that both were wrong and people want to ban her, then that's fine after the fact. And I think Primink should definitely be. I think he should definitely put warning labels on his content at this point. Is he being satirical, which I don't think he is.
When YouTube gets involved in situations like this,
I think he's actually like going after someone.
It allows YouTube to learn. See, I wouldn't be talking about the situation if there wasn't massive consequences, right? When you have
like, how do I because I'm not contrarian at the same time, but there will people that will like see like, oh, Daniel's being contrarian, he's like going between, and it's like, no, it's like they're just both wrong. Like I'm as far from contrarian as can be. I definitely I picked right down the middle. And it's like both are wrong and both are not healthy for society. I'm looking at what's the best thing for society, what's the best thing for YouTube, everyone.
Situations where creators are DMCAing,
which actually is this discussion in general, but still.
Other individuals, the problem is personal information gets shared around. And this is an issue with the YouTube DMCA system and many online DMCA systems.
Yeah, this all comes down, this all comes down to like YouTube and the rules and stuff like that. If YouTube did not take sides, if they weren't so far a certain spectrum, this wouldn't happen. Like, if YouTube was more down the middle, this stuff would not happen. It's funny because at the end of the day, it's their site, and they're the ones that allow this content, and they're the ones that allow these personalities. Maybe they should also do background checks at YouTube, too. I mean, they don't have to, but hey. Of course, then again, I assume they do, but, I mean, Sniper Wolf's conviction came through, but then again, that was in the past, so maybe that's a different thing. But who knows what a lot of these content creators, who knows what the hell. Actually, I have not gone through the process. I know Twitch, because I have a contract through Twitch that I don't make money from Twitch. I just don't stream on it, sadly. But so I don't know the YouTube process, but I mean, I don't know how thorough their background checks are, but I mean, people are getting through.
Where personal information is basically shared around, and what happens with that personal information after it's been delivered to both parties, sometimes it can be nefarious. People can get access to someone's personal, private information through the use of tools like this. So for instance, Primink basically says, here's a picture of my entire legal name, which is not public, being shared with multiple creators through YouTube's copyright system. So allegedly, there was a chain of emails that were basically sent regarding multiple creators under the same umbrella strikes. And what had happened was their information was effectively being shared around with people without any form of consent. So in this email, it says that YouTube, or since April, this creator...
So that'd be a good thing. Even with what I'm saying, I'm still going to say this stuff is wrong, and there's still going to be punishment there. But I just won't side with like Primix and the Jack Farms who started this. Who went after the person, and this came about because of it. So, I'm trying to think, like, because, I mean, if someone really went black and white on me, like, they could probably say, well, hey, Daniel, if you talk shit to someone and they kill you, you're basically saying the person that was killed, it was their fault. And it's like, at some degree, you have to understand, yeah, but in that case scenario, the person is dead. They paid for their action, and the person that did the killing is also going to pay for their action too.
Allegedly,
Primink. She has constantly targeted people who, one, criticized her, and then something that all YouTubers do, yeah, and should be allowed to. I mean, if I was in charge, I mean, I would allow free speech to that extent too, and to made videos spreading awareness about her. It's the way that he did it. It's the way that he was painting a picture of her that just wasn't it was very toxic, and he didn't give any warnings. He wasn't saying that it was satirical. He wasn't saying that I'm making fun of her. He was saying that I'm basically going after this bitch. In Praise of the Shadows made these same talking points. Well, I mean, you'd have to like go into more detail on that. Like, did he dox? Did In Praise of the Shadows? I know me and In Praise's politics are different, but did he like dox people when people went after him?
Has created a hostile environment for myself and my family.
Because if he didn't dox, at least he was better for the wear on that.
family and I filed a report to our
So that would actually paint In Praise of Shadows in better light, because if he didn't retaliate, then that's good on him. He didn't fall into the trap. But mostly he was just like apologizing. He was like on an apology tour, so he kind of did a little bit of the opposite. So he wanted to extend the victim card instead of becoming like the perpetrator. So that is like, so you're actually painting In Praise in good light, like from a, like any independent mind is going to take what you say and it's like, okay, so he did actually follow up better than Sniper Wolf and Lillee and stuff like that. Let's see, you said, is making fun of her really the main takeaway from the fact she doxed, harassed, and threatened to sue content creators over fucking criticism? It's not the end result. Well, the end result is that whatever punishments come about, you know, that's the end. So everything else is like the beginning and in between. So everything that I'm talking about isn't like the penalty. So the penalty has not been done, right? Like neither side, nothing's happened to either side, right? Obviously, you know, based on what I've said about Jax and Sniper Wolf, so Lillee's doing worse than Sniper Wolf. So actually, I think YouTube should actually probably, because she's done worse, because she was rapid firing emails. Sniper Wolf, all she did was drive by the house, which is still bad. But she was all hype on that one. She was full of shit. I don't know why she would do that. I guess she thought people would rally again for her, but what she did was bad. What Lillee did was far worse. So she would probably receive the permanent ban. I think YouTube should do, and I think that Primink should get a talking to about his content. He should definitely have some warnings, and be aware that when he goes after people, there are consequences, and that YouTube isn't responsible for that. Let's see. Lillee Jean has been pulling this behavior for years towards multiple content creators. It's like, so you can just take everything that I said about Jax and Sniper Wolf and you can amplify it, because Sniper Wolf is like very small game when it comes to the Lillee thing. So instead of like where Sniper Wolf, you know, the temporary ban, that was good. We're talking about permaban when it comes to Lillee, but also still looking at a temporary ban or suspension on Priminks until he can get his content, you know, just temporary. To say you need to put some warnings. You need to be careful, because this is not satirical. If it's satirical, you're not saying it is. At least from that video, there's nothing, no warnings, nothing. Like, you know my content, you know if I'm making a parody, generally speaking. Most of my stuff is contrarian, but it comes across as contrarian, but I also try to put in what I actually believe in there too. But outside that, so that's my opinion on the before. So she can get the permanent ban, and then Minx can get like a temporary ban. Oh, on Leon Sniper Wolf? Well, that's, you know, the temporary ban is supposed to be like a statement, right? And it's not, I haven't heard any news on Sniper Wolf. Is she like still like, see, Sniper Wolf wasn't going after Jax. Jax was going after Sniper Wolf. After the fact, she was like retaliating, but so it's like, it came down to Jax. So, I mean, the temporary ban was just to say like, this borders doxing, so don't do this, otherwise we will like permaban you. So as long as she's not doing the doxing stuff, she's learned from her mistakes. But Jax, man, not sending a signal to him was bad.
Police due to her continuous harassment.
But I don't know what he's up to these days also at the same time. He said she didn't receive any repercussion at all. I mean, the temporary ban, that hurts. That still hurts. And if she didn't do any more doxing, and if she didn't bring up Jax anymore, then it did its trick. Which would be the point. Would be YouTube to say like, okay, Leah, hey, Sniper Wolf, you need to like back the fuck off here. You're in trouble here, and if it gets worse, you're gonna be in more trouble. He said she's still acting the same way with or without Jax. Like, Like, you mean like with her content? Like, her content is very innocent natured. People got angry with her with like the fair use, and they didn't think it was like fair use, and she wasn't the videos that she was reacting on, she wasn't like, you know, sending traffic their way and stuff like that. But that's little stuff. That doesn't matter to me.
It's on social media platforms.
It's making money. It's just like the content. It's just like Jax going after her was doing the same thing to make money. Like, the only difference is if she was left to herself, it wasn't really doing very much. You know, you're talking about in general?
For example, last week on Instagram stories, she taunted my family and instigated fictional battles.
I mean, and people. Well, the main thing is people are angry that she was able to make money off what she was doing, and others wouldn't. And it's like, I always there's like a thing to where it's like stay in your own lane. So, and Jax he went into her lane. Yeah, and I'm not going to justify, if it's not fair use, and I'm not going to justify it, but that's YouTube. It all comes down to YouTube on that. So, but think of it this way. So, Sniper Wolf continues to do her stuff, and Jax is probably still doing the same shit, and Minx is still doing the same shit. So, YouTube didn't do anything about either side. I said that's not the reason. Your viewpoint is skewed.
She writes to comfort her and creates.
I think it's very realistic. It comes across as contrarian, which would be like not the best answer because it's not an answer. But yeah.
Fictional battles like Lillee Jean versus Cleor, which in a free.
I just can't see on the scale. I just can't. It just when they're both almost about equally as bad. It's just it is this like the scale. Like justice, we have a scale, you know, and in both these situations, no, in the Lillee, the scale definitely weighs more on the Lillee for sure. But in the Sniper Wolf, like it did not weigh more than Jax. I think Jack was actually outweighing her.
Stein era and Ukraine war.
I mean, he was actually harassing her. Like that was like really bad. And then after the fact, she passes home. I mean, yeah. Still bad, but like he was like every single video making fun of her, like just monitoring her every second, milking content off of her for that too.
Is perilous for a Russian.
The milking is irrelevant, I will say, but it's like just like everything that he did was a cause of his actions, and he knew what he was doing.
Jewish woman. My family and I have taken recourse to block her and not respond to terrorist tactics, actions that have caused distress.
I wonder though, because people would be like, so if I was like in YouTube, well, if I was ahead of it, you know, it wouldn't have happened. They would have brought together, or if it would have happened, like they would be working together, or they wouldn't be on YouTube anymore. But with YouTube stuff, just get rid of both of them. I just don't understand what the problem is. Get rid of both of them. They're both toxic personalities. Get rid of the Jax. Get rid of the Priminks. Get rid of the Sniper Wolves. Get rid of the Lillees. Get rid of them all. It's like pretty like cut and dry. Like just get rid of them all.
Fear for my family's safety. Her video was seen by many people.
Again, do you see Mutafar doing like you know like images of Lillee and making fun of her? YouTubers defaming, stalking, all that stuff. Do you see Mutafar? Do you see him do that stuff? I don't see any of that stuff. Anything that Primink was doing, I don't see Mutafar doing. Mutahar. Yeah.
The United States, thanks to the content farm base coming from Blank, who is the owner of the Primink content farm. Now, if you don't know the term content farm, it's not exactly widely known, but I guess I'll give you the exact definition for it. A content farm is a website or company that creates vast amount of content that is usually duplicated and low quality, written specifically to fulfill algorithms and rank highly in SERPs, which is again
I farm the
search
shit
engine
out of YouTube then.
I would rarely say that a lot of YouTube commentary
with my variety content. But it's also to be more efficient too.
Channels that do actual deep dives and researches into these topics and apply their own.
But I think most of my stuff adjusts with the day to day, so my content material changes based on the day, and I'm always like growing and learning and building off of my content, trying to strive to make it better. And I do get bored with things, so I do try to change things up too. But I think right now with the YouTube shorts, my goal is to be like more informal, because I'm just seeing too much of this other bullshit on YouTube. It's like, it's just better to have like more informal stuff. You said, so Jack Films deserves to get docs. And deplatformed for documenting the disgusting behavior of an abuse. You know, you say psychopath who looks to put whoever even so much as criticizes her in danger. I mean, that's trying to put me in a box, don't you think? I don't think I could be put in a box on that. Like, is it even fair to try to put me in a box? Like, what does that do for like society? Because we do try to box people, and once you box someone, you're like, oh, I just won my argument. I'm like, I'm debating. I'm not doing an argument. We're debating here. And when we debate, we don't put each other in boxes. When we put each other in boxes, what we're doing is we're saying, hey, I'm right and you're wrong. And until I'm right, I'm going to keep putting you into a box. And then once I got you in the box, then 100% I'm right. You know, it's like, you're like, Primink didn't do shit wrong, though. He has the same thing with Jax. He was like targeting. And we can say that's justified, but we have to understand the consequences of that.
Fucking actual expertise.
Again, I go back to Mutafar. Is Mutafar doing that? Is Mutafar doing what Jax, to the extent they were doing, is what Jax and Primix were doing? No. I think he's handling probably already like far better. I think they should have just left it in like in his hands. In his hands. He's about to be sued. Do you see him have like these little freaking like edited like animations making fun of his opponent or whatever, whoever he's talking about? No, he's just flat out he's just talking about facts, what's going on. He's not making it personal, you know what I mean? A criticism isn't fucking targeted harassment.
Standing of these systems do not.
What Jax and Primix was doing was definitely well, what Jax was doing was definitely a harassment for sure. And he was definitely targeting and or going after Leah. And, you know, like, come on. I mean, come on. Every video that she would make, he would make fun of it. And he was doing the bingo shit. He was trying to predict what she would say, what she would do. He was just, it was so bad, man. Jax is a horrible person in real life. And, oh my God. If Leah's a horrible person and he's a horrible person, get rid of both of them, man. Just get rid of both of them. And then keep Mutahar and then get rid of Primix.
Fall under content farms, okay?
Or again, actually, all I think that Primix needs to do, he just needs to put warning. Like, this is meant to be satirical.
AI is generating shit. We're actually people that look into this kind of stuff and apply our own research and logic into it, okay? This is one of those weird allegations that gets thrown around. And honestly, the term content farm, you probably have never heard of because its usage isn't exactly that widespread. But let's go down even further. So they start detailing their creators. For instance, an email that they write to YouTube is, my life is put in danger every day because of Mr. Blank stealing my work and using it as a copy. Again, this is a fundamental flaw with the copyright understanding. Okay, you can use other people's content in a fair use manner, okay? Obviously, you can sue anybody for anything fair use related, but if you literally use somebody's content and apply all four aspects of fair use, you should relatively...
the purpose and character of your use, the nature of the copyrighted work, the amount substantially of the portion taken, and the effect of the use upon the potential market. That's like, it's so vague. That's so goddamn vague, man.
YouTube steps in. I know that I get bullshit DMCA strikes from fucking pissed off creators, and YouTube will sometimes just step in and say, no, what Mutahar did was fair use. So
I haven't had to deal with that stuff yet, but also I'm aware that I'm not like doing like you know Mr. You come on and I'm wanting to talk about what you want to talk about, stuff like that, but you don't see me do like what Jax and Primix do, and I'm just like devoting content to going after someone because I'm aware that that's going to cause a problem. I have to be aware that the person I'm going after may come after me, and YouTube may side with that person, and then I'm going to get fucked. and I don't want to be fucked, and I don't want the drama either. I can, you know, so like I'm very aware of like there are bad things that could happen, and I would just rather like not avoid it, but if I'm going to talk about it, I have to make sure that I'm not going after the person, and I'm not going to make it personal, because God forbid I make it personal, and then they're going to come after my ass, and then YouTube's not going to do anything for anyone. Because that's what is in all situations, that's what YouTube has done, is like nothing on that. So I go after someone, whether it's legit, maybe it's criticism, maybe this person should be showcased. I get targeted then back by the person, then doxxed, harmed, and then YouTube's just like, oh well, I can't take any of it back. What happened to me, I can't take that back, but I can prevent that from happening.
We're just going to not like honor this BS DMCA request. Now, maybe that's because I'm a larger channel and somebody is actively watching something when it goes through versus somebody that is a smaller channel and maybe YouTube just automates the DMCA request through. Maybe there's some different weighting that goes on, but yeah, fair use is a fucking thing.
You know, any bureaucracy, there's always things that slip. Excuse me.
People who oftentimes bring this up don't understand that their content is used in a fair use manner. You can be critical of people on the internet. Point example here. If somebody re-uploaded an entire video of mine without any form of commentary or criticism, I could easily DMCA it. If they made a video crapping on me and used portions of my content and then talked about it in a actual fair use manner, nothing I can do about it. That is legally their right to discuss, okay? So anyways,
I'm fine with that. But I just want people to be aware that if you do that, that you could piss someone off and they could come after your ass. I think it's pretty logical. So I just want people to be aware of their actions and what they're doing. So
cover photo is entirely my copyright.
So I'm not going to disagree with anything he just said right there, because he was like really speaking for you there, mister. I'm not going to disagree with that, just like I haven't really disagreed with you at all. It's just the end result where you believe one person is more in the right, and I believe that both are more in the wrong, and that's the only difference. Otherwise, we're pretty much 90 to 95% aligned.
Untransformed Lillee Jean 2019 and has a registration number of VA 00023222490. So that is, of course, their face, which I'm blurring out because I don't want to give this scumbag an inch to actually take down this video.
Look at that. See, he's even like, so he's well aware. He's well aware, and he's not making it seem like he's targeting the person in that route. See, like he's going to lengths to avoid conflict, to avoid a bad situation, which is something that Jax and Minx did not do at all. They just 100% like, I'm going to get in this big fucking tank that is my editor, and I'm going to fucking load it up with ammunition, which is the criticism and all this stuff, and the making fun, all that shit, and then just load it up and just keep firing. Like, Mudahar is like the example right here of like, is someone that, yes, he's like on their side of things, but he's handling it in such a more professional manner.
I've had several content creation agencies now follow suit with copycat videos.
And I just think it's funny that he's down here in the comment. He's like, thanks for covering this, Mudahar. YouTube doesn't seem to take any of this serious, so hopefully more eyes on this will get something done. Dude, Mudahar handled it better than you ever fucking could. Like, he didn't take anything. It's like, oh, dude, man, this was... he didn't take anything. He's like Mudahar's coming to his defense. This is not necessarily him coming to his defense. This is how it should have been handled. And like, his takeaway is, thank you for covering this. Thank you for being on my side. I'm like, no, Mudahar is just like going through the facts. That's all he's doing. Like, that's really mostly what he's doing.
For example, Jelly Smack, which is owned by, again, full names being...
Doing it without the YouTube words defaming.
Shared around to each other. And of course, they cite Primink, for instance. Most recently, I've had to have their defamatory piece removed. They cite Primink. And then, of course, you've got the actual name of the owner of this Anna Oop channel. You've got Sunny V2, owned by...
And I just want, like, for also everyone to know, like, so in the future, if I ever have, like, content like this, I'm going to look to someone like Mutahar as an example of what to do and the way to do it for the best possible scenario to avoid someone coming out retaliating against me. So if I see this, I side by side, how Mutahar handled it, how Primink handled it, if I see them all side by side, guess which one I'm going to pick. Guess which one I'm going to pick. Very clear, day and night, like the Mutahar style, like that's the way to go. And that encompasses this whole debate is how should things be handled? Not who was more right. How should have this been handled, and how this pattern is very consistent among YouTube and some content creators. The formula stays the same, and it leads to the same end result in many of the cases that are similar. It's like, I just go the Mutahar route.
Actual full name. And of course, Primink material. And for some reason, they also throw Mark Cuban under the bus too. Just anyone they can. It really doesn't matter. These actual emails written to YouTube or involving YouTube's actual legal team is filled with fucking unhinged schizophrenia. So what is really, really downright scary is Laura Truman right in this situation. She says, I need to ask all of you for your kindness in continuing to spread the word about my daughter, Lillee Jean's relentless online cyberstalking and abuse. There's no place in the world for...
So, again, all that stuff right there, I'm going to say, punish her. And that's going to be like, we're going to be in agreement with that kind of stuff. Mister, we're going to be in agreement there. Ban her, all that stuff, get rid of her and all that stuff. That's going to be always 100% agreement.
Neo-Nazi organizations that spread hatred, lies, defamation, and slander with one goal: to hurt and harm. I am about to introduce you to one of their members, a 27-year-old man who's profited off of my daughter's name and image for the last 4 years. His name is, and again, I should probably censor this because maybe this didn't properly get censored.
So hold on, let me get this. So that's going to be like, okay, so as I get ready for the close here, this is getting close to 2 hours. I'm trying to think here. Well, I basically kind of said it, the Mutahar versus some of these other examples, which way to go. The goal is to avoid conflict, avoid the worst possible scenario. That's what is necessary. You said what Muta just explained was my entire argument for Jack's films. It's how he does it, though. It's how he does it versus how Jack's film handled himself. Mutahar was not inappropriate. Jack's films, in my opinion, was very inappropriate, and he was definitely targeting Sniper Wolf. He was like hands down targeting and harassing Sniper Wolf. I mean, it's like hands down. Any sane person could see that, but they will also see that Sniper Wolf was also wrong with how she handled herself too. Like, that'll all be seen, but she was punished and he wasn't. And I think a lot of people will see that. A lot of people will say, well, normal people will see that she was punished and that he wasn't. And it's not something, I don't think you can put in a box. I just don't think it can be put in a box and just tossed to the side. And Mutahar is doing things much different. He's being more professional. He's being more self-aware. He's not being naive. He understands that his words, that his editor has consequences. You understand, His videos have consequences. His videos have reach. They affect people, and they can affect people in negative ways. And that's what Jack's films and that's what Minks didn't understand, or if they did, then they were really bad people. If they knew what they were doing was going to cause conflict with the person that they were targeting, then that makes them even more guilty. And not just. Jack's film for sure, and he was definitely the more guilty one. And then it would be a little bit hard, it'll be a little bit hard to beat the doxing and stuff. So, but still, you know, I'm still gonna say that Minx is not as wrong. He's not right, not at all. So this is good. This is good. Like Mutahar, professional. Everything I said about him right here, that's good. He's saying what you're saying, but he's doing it in a different way. He's doing it in a way that doesn't defame anyone. And that's like good. Like, and that can't be put in a box, because like there are lots of people in the world, and you can't just put them all in a box. But you can put one of those people in a box, but you're not going to get the full perspective if you put all those people in the box, which you can't anyway. And that's like my overall thing on that. You know, it's like I appreciate it, mister. I really do. So I'll get ready close to heading out. I enjoy our debate. I call them debates because debates are great. Arguments, they're not good, but debates are good. And I believe that we have a debate, and I think that's great. So this was yesterday was my Thursday stream. Today was my Friday stream. So next week I'll do it again. I do try to avoid the political content, but it's what you guys are watching me. For some reason, you guys keep watching me for people keep watching me for political content, and it's like, oh no, I'm gonna be boxed. And I don't like the idea of being boxed into the political content, because it like gets into such a another thing. But anyway, so people watch what they watch, and I'll watch. I'm glad to see that my swipe rate is going up. It's at 46% right now. And that means more people are checking me out. My content is extremely different than everyone else on YouTube. A lot of content is going for the fidget, it's like fidget, like low attention span stuff. With my shorts, I always have some form of like written dialogue, some type of added information. So I wanted to make my content is in snippets, but there is more information there, and it modifies every day. Things change. So I'm not going to be putting out the same dialogue every single day on every single short, and I do try to be a variety. So people will watch me for the Sony stuff, the Netflix stuff, all that stuff, Marvel stuff, anything at all. And apparently a lot of people watch the political stuff, which everyone knows that I'm more centered to the right, but I can devil's advocate. In a lot of my shorts, people will find that I do devil's advocate. So I will not come across as a conservative on a lot of my shorts, and I will not come across as extremely liberal on my shorts, on those political ones. A lot of the times it'll be very contrarian, because who am I to judge? People watching my content should come into it with different perspectives, but we should all come out in some form of agreement. So alright, so I thank you all for watching. Keep on checking out the channel. Again, the subscribers, I mean, again, from the last 28 days, I mean, things are doing overall pretty darn good, honestly. So I can't remember the percentage that they were up, but they were up pretty darn good. So I appreciate that. Again, this was Dan's Xperience. Again, DTM exploded. It's Dan's XP, so Xperience, and then the loading is just me loading onto your screen. So it's Daniel's Xperience, and I'm loading onto your screen. Yeah. I'm Yuri the Dragon, so that's where I always mention the dragon stuff. We are Dragon, all together. Dragons are formidable. Dragons are strong. Dragons are different, but they are fierce, and I don't know about loyal. I hope so. But anyway, badass. Dragons are badass. So again, take care, guys. I might do some political content for the main channel. We'll see, but I'll keep it tight. So thanks again. Hope you all enjoyed it. Till the next fun episode, the DTM Xperience.